Hey friends, Tara B here, and I want to give you 5 ways today that are the most helpful to contact people for gigs. So listen up. Friends, I find that when we are ready to contact places for booking a gig for ourselves, that a lot of people just stay to one type of way to contact people. And the problem with that is not everybody is going to want to be contacted in the same way. Or if it's something like email, they just may get things over and over and then things get buried and they don't even get back to you. So I want to give you 5 types of ways that can be really a great thing to try out. And I encourage you, as you do these ways, to try different ones different times. For instance, if you do like email, that maybe the next time you do a different way. All right, so let me tell you about, let's start with email, because that is probably the most common way that people do contact other people. And it's not a bad way. It's something you can even do where you schedule send an email. So if you write an email at nighttime or some other weird time, you don't have to send it in that moment. So it is a good way to contact people. But sometimes emails, as I mentioned, they can get buried in, when people are looking at their emails. They might read it once and then not come back to it. So I want to give you especially other ways as well. So the second thing that I find really helpful that I've done for many years is the phone call. It is great to call people on the phone. Here's the beautiful part, you guys. I don't think we realize this, but as artists, oftentimes we tend to have really expressive voices. And if you smile, you can totally be able to sound warm to people. And that is really great when you're listening on the other end. So don't put aside phone calls. Don't be afraid. You can create a script for them, but make sure that that's one of the ways that you put into your toolbox. The third thing, which might sound like old school, and it is snail mail. And of course, what I mean by that is simply actually sending something in the mail. Now, this is a way that can be a little more expensive. So I'm not saying this is your first option, but it could be if you've got a little bit of cash to be able to put towards your business. You may want to come up with some postcards and introduce yourself that way to people because it's unusual. And nowadays, we don't tend to get mail that's anything fun. So if you created a postcard that was maybe bright or had an eye-catching photo, all those things could be really helpful in getting your information to someone that you want to book gigs with. The fourth way is actually in person. And I have had friends do this. I've done it myself, but not as often. And it works really well, especially if you're someone that you really like meeting people. Go in person to the place. See if you can talk to the owner. See if you can talk to the person who books the events. It'll give them also an idea of who you are, so your personality gets to come forth and be shown, and that way you'll be able to connect and build those relationships. The fifth way, and the last way that I'm going to share today, kind of encompasses a couple of things, but basically it's connecting with people through social media. We use social media, most of us, on a daily basis, and so do businesses and other places. And so many places have, for instance, a Facebook page, and you can contact them through their Facebook page via the message. You can contact people on Instagram through direct message. You can contact people on LinkedIn through direct messaging. And so those are great places because people are already there. And it's not something that's going to get buried quite as fast as email. And when you do, I want to also give you 3 options because I think most of you are going to play it safe and you're going to say, well, I will just do the texting part, where you're contacting them message, like on Messenger, or direct message, but you're doing it with text. But I'm going to encourage you, that is a way to do it, but I'm going to encourage you to use the audio feature. There's a little audio button on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and you can actually talk and speak to people. It's still a message, so you're not talking to them live, but they will hear your voice. And then the last thing is, and I have done this, you guys, video. Video message, same thing. There's also a little camera button on those same direct messaging places. You can go on camera and introduce yourself to someone. I know that's the scariest way, but I'll tell you what, it might be just the thing that stands out when they think about booking people for their event or for their place. So again, I want to encourage you guys, try out these different ways. And if one doesn't work, try another one and see what it takes to be able to get to that person that you want to get to book a gig with. Now, if you want some more helps, all you have to do is down in the link below in the comments, you'll be able to find a whole slew of them on my booking helps, and you just have to click on that link. And the other thing that you can do is just hit the subscribe button right here, and I'll be back for more helps in the future. Thanks so much for watching.